Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo. Where'd you think I went? To a Super Bowl party? Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Well, I already said that. Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available Super Bowl 2023, the album, Dad AF. Shine bright like a diamond. Peace. That might be the only Rihanna song. No, that's not true. I know a lot of Rihanna songs. I used to go clubbing back in the day, but I don't anymore. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? Listen, Linda, listen. I have a lot to talk about. I think we should talk about football today. I think we should have a conversation about football as I put on some lip gloss. And you know, listen, you can like football and you can like lip gloss too. I just don't happen to like both of them, okay? Guess which one I don't like. I'm sure you can't figure that out by watching my numerous videos through the years, but yeah, I'm not a big football fan, and today is Super Bowl Sunday. Can I just tell you, okay, so this is a rant video. For those of you that left your sense of humor in 1986, this is meant to be kind of funny. It's kind of funny, ha-ha, see? Funny, ha-ha-ha-ha-ha. That was so corny. I've been called corny so many times in my life, and it's true, it's true. But anyway, like I said, in case you left your sense of humor in 1986, or 84, or 81, or 2002, or wherever you left your sense of humor, this is meant to be kind of a joke. So if you take the Super Bowl very, very seriously, which I'm sure there are some of you out there that will be like, ah, ah, like when your team is not doing what you want them to do. I get it. I've witnessed it. Oh my God. You're on the edge of your seat and you can't handle it, okay? Listen, all right? It's not that big of a deal, all right? It isn't that big of a deal. And it's like, I know y'all went crazy over the Grammys. Let's not go crazy over the Super Bowl, okay? It is, you know, it's one of those things that happens in life, and your team may win and your team may not win. So get over it, okay? But let's talk about the Super Bowl for a little bit. My favorite topic. Actually, my favorite question in the entire world is this. I love when people ask me, there are some people walking by right now. I bet they're probably getting their steps in so that they can eat a cheese ball at the Super Bowl party. Anyway, my favorite question that people ask me on this weekend is, so do you have special plans on Sunday? What are you doing tonight? Do you have special plans tonight? No, I can't stand football and I can't stand the Super Bowl. I don't even know who's playing. I couldn't in a million years guess who's playing. In fact, if I didn't do drama videos and Jeffree Star wasn't going to Arizona to act like he was going there with his boyfriend, I wouldn't even know that the Super Bowl was in Arizona. I could care less, okay? And Michaela Nogueira didn't go there on a brand trip for Fenty Beauty, I wouldn't know that the Super Bowl was in Arizona. I could care less, but my husband and I, 10 years ago? Something like that, when Madonna, she was the concert. I call it the concert. I saw somebody post on Facebook, and I took total offense to this because I just said in my last video something about this. They said, oh, cue the jokes about how this is the football game that follows the concert. And I was like, and then they said cringe, and I was like, I think that's a funny joke. I do. Because for me, it is a concert. You know what I mean? Like the halftime show is a concert. And sometimes the halftime show is good and sometimes the halftime show is a complete fail. I still, to be honest with you, I cannot for the life of me figure out how they figure who they're going to pick for this. I know that they like have to go in and they bid on cities and stuff like that for the Super Bowl, but how do they bid on who's going to be the halftime performer? I'm still bitter that Stevie Nicks has never been a halftime performer. Now, I know she did a pre-game show, okay, like in 2007, but I'm still bitter that she... Listen, Linda, Stevie Nicks has got moves, okay? She's got shawls, and she's got all kinds of magic up in there. Why isn't she doing a Super Time? We're just going to call it the Super Time, okay? From now on, the Super Bowl is not the Super Bowl. We're going to call it the Super Time. So anyway, 10 years ago, or whatever it was, when Madonna, she came here, and she was the halftime show and all this kind of stuff, and everybody was trying to figure out where she was staying, and apparently she was staying in some house way out in the middle of nowhere. And my husband and I, we were blessed enough to get to go to a bunch of these super time parties. It's just super time. We went to these super time Super Bowl parties, and we got to see a lot of celebrities. I met, like, the people from Jersey Shore. The cast of Revenge. Oh my God. I thought it was so cool. No, but I sat like 10 feet away from Katy Perry when she was performing, and she did put a really good show on. Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
Good, you got plans for tonight?
For the TV.
There you go, with a cheese ball, right?
How you doing? Are you filming?
I'm filming a video about the showtime tonight.
Showtime tonight.
The Super Bowl, the super time.
How do you think Riri's gonna do?
She's the concert that I'm watching tonight.
I know, it'll be good.
I don't even know who's playing.
The
Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh, is that football team?
Yeah, right.
Bye. Anyway, they know. So, but we got to go to all these parties and meet all these people, and but it was real fun. We had a really good time, and we didn't need to know anything about football to go to the parties, okay? And I don't really think that the Super Time and the Super Bowl is really about the parties. I don't. You can see I obviously don't. But I will tell you this, okay? Now, this year, we usually get invited to a bunch of parties, and we, like, pick one. And we usually, I can't remember, I think we go over to our friend Melissa's house, Melissa and Jason, every year, and they cook food and stuff like that. But a couple years, we've gone to my friend Tanya's house a couple years. We've gone to some other people's houses for Super Bowl parties and things like that. Super Bowl parties make me real nervous, okay? Like, my social anxiety comes out at the Super Time parties a lot. I can't get that word out of my mouth. But it does. It comes out so bad. And this is kind of what I think about it, okay? So, my husband, he does kind of know a little bit about football, but I don't. And when I was growing up, my parents, both my mom and my dad, and they were, divorced when I was like 7 or 8 or something like that. But they both love sports, college and professional sports. I mean, my mother, she watched sports like every weekend. I live in Indiana. It's a huge basketball state, okay? But it's a football state too. People love football here. So anyway, but my husband, he knows football. He gets football. He watched the games. He went to IU, so he gets all of that, right? Okay. But I don't know that, okay? I don't know a touchdown from a free throw. I don't know. I don't, but I know that I need more lip gloss. So anyway, I get so confused by all of it, right? So this is what happens. So we go into the party, right? And they always ask you to bring something. And we don't cook, first of all. So everybody brings these fantastic, dips. They bring like, this the buffalo chicken, all these dips that I can't have because I'm a vegetarian, first of all, okay? So then, this and that and whatever. And Alex and I always just bring 2 bags of spicy Doritos. That's our contribution to the Super Time party. Okay, so we go to the party and we go in, right? And like our friend's house, like let's just take our friend Melissa's house. You like walk in and there's like a kitchen. They have like a big kitchen, and then it's like a living room with like this huge TV where everybody sits there and they watch the Super Bowl game, right? So when we go in, everybody's got their place on the couch already, okay? And it's everybody that's real serious about watching the Super Bowl. They already know that it's Kansas City Eagles and whoever. I don't know who's playing, like I said. I don't care. I don't know. So anyway, so I just I take my coat off and then I stand in the kitchen, right? With whoever's putting the food out, like the, person that's not really watching the game and stuff like that. Like it would be like my friend Melissa or my friend Tanya or somebody like that. And I just stand in the kitchen and I talk to them, right? I love a good cheese ball like nobody's, but now I like balls, but I love cheese balls. Cheese balls are my favorite. Well, maybe not my favorite kind of ball, but I do love a good cheese ball. So anyway, I stand by the treat tray. The treat tray is like my favorite thing. People come in with like their paper plate and they get like a little bit of dip and all this kind of stuff, right? So my husband, he goes right in and he's watching like the pregame and all of that. It's kind of like, well, I guess, I don't really understand, but I guess it's kind of like the red carpet to the Oscars. Is that what it is? I don't even know, because I don't even watch that part, right? But people are like rooting and they're talking and they're telling scores and I don't think I should say this, but they're betting. Sometimes they bet and they have a pool. I guess a pool is like where you put a bunch of money in and then whoever is like the right person, like they get the pool at the end or something like that. But anyway, I'm not stupid. I do know what a pool is. Okay. So anyway, so one year I have to tell you, this is so funny. So somebody asked me to get in one of those things. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Where it looks like a fork and then a fork and then a fork and then a fork, and then you figure out like who's going to win the end of the year, like the football and all that kind of stuff. The football. Who's going to win the football? Do you know what I'm talking about? What's that called? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Is that fantasy football? That's not fantasy football. But you know what I'm talking about, where it's like this team and that team play, and then then you have to say who's going to win. I did this at work one year, right? We didn't win, like there was no kind of money. I can't wink. There was no kind of money. You just got to win like by knowing that you won, right? But it was like this thing. What's that called? Like not a grid, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You're shouting it out. You're shouting at the camera right now. I know you are. Okay, but it was this thing where you had to like pick the thing, and you had to pick it, and then you had to pick the winner, and then you pick the winner, and then you had to like, then you go all this way, and then all this way, and then whoever the two teams are, you had to pick who was going to win that, and then that's who wins the Super Bowl. You know what I'm talking about? Or is it 4 of them or something like that? Okay. Well, I did it. I filled that whole thing out. I thought, well, I'm going to play. Like, I like games. I do. Clue is one of my favorites. So I'm going to play, okay? So I played the game, whatever the game is, I don't know, the football game. I played the football game, and I won! I won out of everybody in the whole place. I won, like out of like 150 people, I won. I couldn't believe it. So anyway, I didn't win any money though. I didn't win the pool. So anyway, I always go in, and then, you know, Alex, he goes in right away, and he like sits down with everybody, and he's talking the football and all that kind of stuff. So I'm standing with the one lone person in the kitchen, which God forbid if we go to like a party where it's somebody that I don't really know, okay? So let's just use that as an example. Then it ends up being like me with like this woman in the kitchen that like I don't even really know very well, but like we got invited to their party, and so we thought it would be nice to do something. So we're like, okay, today, like all these people, we went to brunch today, and our servers that we're friends with at this place we love to go for, Cafe Patashu in Indianapolis, they were like, do you have special plans for today? Alex was like, no, we're going home and we're sleeping is what we're doing. My husband is upstairs right now watching Jenny in Georgia, and he'll be there probably until 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know when the football ends. That's the other thing. Like, okay, so we live in Indianapolis where there's Indianapolis 500. I couldn't tell you when it started or when it ended. I have no idea. And I don't know when the Supertime game starts or when it ends. Like, I have no idea. I think it starts at 8 because I asked my friend Tanya Jean, and she said it starts at 8 o'clock. And I was like, well, my Lord, people are like, we canceled True Crime Book Club, and it was at 4 o'clock, and we could have done it. It doesn't even start until 8 o'clock. So anyway, so we go in, and then I stand in the kitchen, right? Because there's no chairs, there's no couches, there's no comfortable places. You can't even sit on the floor in the living room where it's comfortable, right? So then there Peter is standing in the kitchen by the treat tray. Chip, 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 cookie, chip, chip, chip. Maybe a veggie with some dip, chip, chip, cookie, chip, cheese, chip, cheese, 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 cheese. And after a half an hour, I am full down, okay? I have eaten the house down, all right? I am full. I'm ready for a good nap is where I'm at. And the Supertime game hasn't even started yet. We still got 4 hours of this stupid Supertime game. And what we're really there for is the halftime show anyway, okay? And the commercials. Everybody always talks about these commercials. Which apparently, this was like a big conversation at brunch today. Apparently, this year, it's like, okay, apparently it was just Budweiser that got to do the I don't know anything about this, okay? So I might be talking about my ASS. But Budweiser was just the people that got to do the commercials before, and now it's like all these other liquor brands. So it's going to be this huge competition about who has the best commercials in the entire world. Don't care, Linda. Don't care. I don't even get the commercials half the time. I'm sitting there and people be like, shh. Commercials, and I'm like, and so like, I drop my cheese, and I'm watching the commercial, and it's over, and everybody's like, ah! I don't even get it. I don't even get the commercials half the time. And then people are like, oh, we need to Google that on YouTube. We need to watch that again. It's such a good commercial. And I'm like, I don't even understand it. Like, what just happened? Like, did I miss something? I'm so confused. So anyway, we stand in there, and I'm talking to this person as they're like cleaning up and making everything nice. I'm like, can I help? And they're like, well, you can put this away. And so I put this away, and I'm like feeling like I'm real helpful, like I'm real useful at the Supertime party game, right? So I feel like I'm real useful, and I'm eating a little cheese here and there, and we're talking, and we're, you know, gossiping about people that we know and things like that. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. Like, I don't even need to know anything about the Supertime game. I don't need to know who's playing, whatever. And I look over, and it still hasn't started yet, right? And I'm thinking, oh my God, we're probably a good 2 hours out before Rihanna comes on. I mean, if we were going to a Super Bowl party, which we're not tonight. Just pick some other year, right? Okay, so then, all of a sudden, the game starts, and she leaves me! She leaves me alone in the kitchen. She goes over and takes her plate of food and she sits down. Why? Because the one gal in the entire place that I thought, like, we see eye to eye. Girl, we get each other, okay? We ain't about this football stuff. We don't care about the football. We don't know the football. We don't have any idea what's going on, and we don't even know what teams are playing. She's all in it. She's sitting over there going, touchdown, get it, yes, yes. And she's calling players out by names and numbers and shit like that. And I'm like, what is going on? I don't even understand what is going on. And I just slumped down into a stool in the kitchen, and I'm like, this is my Sunday. This is worse than any 2-year-old's birthday party on a Sunday, okay? I have lost my mind, right? So then I have to sit there, and we have to wait for the concert that comes on. The concert, that's the halftime show, okay? Now, sometimes I love these concerts, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't care. Like, a couple of them I thought were real good. I really like the Shakira and the Jennifer Lopez. Do we call her Jennifer Lopez, or do we call her J-Lo? Or she changes her name about every 3 years. I don't know. she Jaffleck now. I mean, I don't know. Like, she's married to that Ben Affleck again. I don't know what she calls herself. What's that song? I'm still Jenny from the block. I like that. I'm going to call her Jenny from the block. So anyway, but when Jenny from the block and Shakira, oh, listen, we are huge Shakira fans in this house, okay? But when they did their performance, I loved that. Loved Beyonce. I thought Maroon 5 was pretty good. Loved them. What else? Madonna. Thought she was fantastic. I mean, I love it, you know. I know Madonna's getting all kinds of hate for the Grammys and all that kind of stuff. But listen, she puts on a good show. I ain't paying no $10,000 to sit front row center to see Madonna. Listen, okay? Like a virgin. Okay. Girl, listen. I watched what's that? Blonde Ambition Tour. I love the documentary. I ain't paying $10,000 to see you front row center. I wouldn't pay $10,000 if Stevie Nicks sat on my lap and sang me happy birthday, okay? And that's another thing I just want to talk about. Like I said this at the beginning. Why hasn't Stevie Nicks ever done the halftime show? I don't understand how they pick these halftime shows. Now, I want to tell you, before I do my research, and before I did this video, I went in and I wanted to look and see who all the halftime shows were for, like, since, like, the 70s. I went in and I looked, okay, which was real interesting because when you went in, like, to the 70s, it was like, it would say things like, the show wouldn't just be, like, 2 or 3 artists or 1 artist or something like that. It would be, like, celebrating the pops or celebrating brass or celebrating this or something like that. I just was so confused by that. But I don't understand how they pick it. And the other thing is, has Mariah Carey ever done the halftime show? Why have they dissed Mimi? What is going on? Mimi, she gets New Year's Eve so they don't give her a halftime show? Is that what it is? But anyway, I think Rihanna will kill it tonight. I think Rihanna will do a fantastic performance, I'm sure. I hope she sings Shine Bright Like a Diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. I mean, we know the gays will love Rihanna. I feel like that's kind of what they do. I mean, I know, listen, okay, this is such a stereotype that people think that gay guys don't love football. I have so many friends of mine that are gay that absolutely love football and have loved football forever, so that is such a stereotype, okay? It is just me. I just don't love football. I don't know anything about football. So many people in my life have tried to teach me football. I mean, they really have. Like, they've shown me, like, sheets, and this is, like, this line, and that is, and I don't get it. I don't get it to save my life, okay? But I have so many friends of mine. But I also do kind of feel like the concert, the halftime show, is kind of like, how can we get everybody and make this all-inclusive? Like, we have the football, and then we need Rihanna. We have the football, and then we need Beyonce. We have the football, and then we need Madonna. You know what I mean? Like, because for me, I wouldn't be going to no, I'm not this year going to no Super Time party. I could care less. And there ain't no cheese ball in the world that would get me there this year, okay? Because I just want to take a nap and relax and catch up on my shows. Tonight is what I want to do. And I'll tell you something else that I'm bitter about also, is that because of the Super Bowl being on the Sunday, well, I guess it's always on a Sunday, isn't it? This year, that The Last of Us, that aired on Friday, and I've already watched it, so I've only got like 2 shows to catch up on, and I'm bitter about that. So, you know, here's how I feel about the Super Bowl. I know y'all love it. I think we should love what we love. I know that there are people that are passionate about the Super Bowl. Love the Super Bowl, love the Super Time game. Have fun at it. Wear your favorite person's jersey and all that kind of stuff. Eat all the cheese balls. But tomorrow when it's over, shut up, okay? Don't be talking about it. I don't want to hear about it. I am just like, let's move on, okay? It's like people with these Grammys, they will not shut up. They are so upset about this, like, song of the year and all of this stuff, and I'm just like, shut up about it, okay? It happened. It spilt milk. Let's move on. And let's look forward to the next Super Time game. Peace!